The opinions expressed on this show do not necessarily reflect those of AM 640 Toronto Radio.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3.
Extreme radio for extreme times. This is A View from Space with the Spaceman. AM 640.
Hello, I'm the Spaceman. This is A View from Space on AM 640. I'd like to welcome you in if you're driving around town right now, or if you're at work and are listening to AM 640, I welcome you in. Or if you're sitting in front of your Mac or your PC. By the way, if you're a Mac user, happy 25th anniversary. Picking up the live audio streaming on 640toronto.com. I welcome you in also. Or if you're listening on Star Choice on channel 865, I also welcome you in. Wherever you are in the world, I welcome you in. I would like to start off tonight with something quick that is not the focus of tonight's show. It had to do with something that I mentioned last Saturday night at exactly this time, exactly 1 week ago. And when I make a mistake or when I say something is going to happen and it does not happen, I want to be the first to admit to you that I was wrong. And I was wrong last week when I suggested that the hero of the miracle on the Hudson would be chosen as New York's senator just as soon as Hillary Clinton vacated the seat, which happened exactly the same day all of the Israeli army, by the way, that day they all pulled out of Gaza. And she became the 67th Secretary of State, a hidden 13. And I said last week that I thought that Chelsea Sullenberger III would become the United States Senator from New York, when in fact Patterson, the governor of New York, has picked the Democrat, and this lasts until 2010, when a special election will be held to fill the final 2 years of Clinton's term. As you're probably aware, Caroline Kennedy, the daughter of John F. Kennedy, and the brother, or the sister rather, of John F. Kennedy Jr., her brother, who was killed in that airplane crash flying to a wedding a few years ago, which I believe would have been the choice, by the way, for the Democrats to run in this election to become president. I will tell you now, going out on a limb, which we will never know, that John F. Kennedy Jr., who is just a couple of years difference between the age of Barack Obama, the winner, he would have run for the Democrats and would have won in a landslide. It would have been really a homecoming. It might have been the first time that they never had to fix an election in the United States of America to get someone in. But then, of course, they could never have a Kennedy as president ever again. So he was, well, shall we say, conveniently skipped over. And the events surrounding his death, of course, very, very mysterious. But it might have been another John F. Kennedy in the office of the presidency today. But it is Barack Obama. That's who they chose. They, meaning the Illuminati, because you are never elected the President of the United States. You are born to be. So, I just wanted to let you know that Mr. Sullenberger came home today to, of all places, Danville, California, his hometown, Danville, which the Bible says the tribe of Dan will come the Antichrist. Now, Sully had a business, I told you, about high-risk injury in all sorts of industries, not only aviation. And I went on, and I still believe this to be true, that it was in fact a staged accident. And a story came out earlier that there was indeed, 2 days before this aircraft went down, the same exact flight, it also had some explosion sounds in their engines 2 days before, and the people panicked, and the pilot actually came on and said they might have to ditch, and then, of course, was aborted. And it has to do with the compressors in a jet engine. The compressor in the jet engine, if it's denied air, there will be a fuel buildup in the turbine, and it will explode, and fire will come out of the back of the engine as if there was something wrong, but it is just the spent fuel igniting and blowing out the back with no air to force through and have this engine moving smoothly. So I believe that Sully feathered the compressors and got the desired outcome and radioed in a double bird strike in an airspace that has thousands of flights per day, and it was the only one to report a bird strike, and it was a double bird strike. So I'd say it was rehearsed, and when you listen to what Mr. Sullenberger said at his homecoming, a very, very quick little soundbite. He got onto the stage for only a couple of minutes. He attended the inauguration, by the way, but this is the first time that he was actually seen in public when he came home today. And here's what Chelsea Sullenberger III said on his homecoming on that stage earlier today.
Circumstance determined that it was this experienced crew that was scheduled to fly that particular flight on that particular day. But I know I can speak for the entire crew when I tell you we were simply doing the jobs we were trained to do.
I believe that to be absolutely true. They were doing the jobs they were trained to do. Ditching an aircraft. And that aircraft is probably as buoyant as any boat that ever sailed on the Hudson River. 3 days later, it was tethered at Pier 3, still above water. Now all they have to do is bring the evidence to us to show us that indeed, in fact, there was a double bird strike. I saw the most incredible headline the other day on the BBC television. Along the bottom of the crawler said, the miracle on the Hudson aircraft has now been taken out and is on a barge, and a feather was discovered on one of its wings, pointing to the fact that it was a double bird strike. But you're landing a jet on water, it splashes down, coasts for a while in the water, yet still there's a feather